Alright, sorry about that, guys. But hey, let's talk about Dead or Alive. No, scratch that. Let's go back into the Dead or Alive 2 days, because, yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about something specific about Dead or Alive 2 real quick before I get into the full version of what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. So, after Dead or Alive 1, everybody loved Dead or Alive 1, so Tecmo was like, hey, Team Ninja, you did a good job. Can you make Dead or Alive 2? So what happened was they released Dead or Alive 2 for the arcades, and then they released it as a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast. I don't know if it was a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast in Japan, but I know it was a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast that I know. But, however, unfortunately for North American people who own the Dreamcast version, we're given kind of like a limited number of costumes to unlock. I know, it hurts. Well, however, if you get the Japanese version on Dreamcast, they get more costumes to fucking unlock, and there's more stages up there. I have no fucking idea what's up. This fucking insane. Holy shit. Anyway, let's keep on going. We fast forward to the times of the PlayStation 2 birth, and boy oh boy, let's talk about, that's right, Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore was the supreme version of Dead or Alive 2 until Dead or Alive Ultimate came to the Xbox, and we got Dead or Alive 1 Ultimate and Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, and that makes Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate more better compared to Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, giving out improved character models, improved environments, more costumes, online multiplayer, a newly revised CG gallery, etc., and pretty much kills off some solutions and then sticks with the user profile system thing. I guess it's for the sake of Xbox Live or something like that, but... And they offered pretty much more gameplay modes than ever. But, anyway... Before Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, we have Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. Now let's dig into it and see what Dead or Alive Ultimate 2 had surpassed. But, however, not only that, what Dead or Alive Hardcore... sorry about that, Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore surpassed the North American Dreamcast release. Now, first thing first about Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore I do want to cover in here is the user profile system feature. So, that's right, what is this user profile system feature all about? So, what is it all about is it basically covers your stuff, blah blah blah, and I think this is something to do with your multiplayer. When you have friends over, you can invite each other, and however, here's where it leads into this, and here's where I'm going to start talking about it. So, what I'm trying to get at here is that you can unlock costumes, and of course secret characters, through the user profile system. Now, if their UPS solutions have been met for unlocking the costume and or character, it is only saved to that person's profile. So that totally means the solutions can only be saved to the user profile system profile. Now for system-based solutions, they're already saved to the system and they're basically for everybody. And there's this new feature called Watch Mode. You can watch a tag battle, or you can watch a single battle. Anyway, tag matches are here to stay for Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. And I don't know if Team Battle is new to DOA 2 Hardcore, if this has been on vanilla DOA 2, but anyway. So, the biggest difference here is, hold on, let me check for something. Because I'm told something. Be right back. A new feature that's been introduced to Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore is the CG Gallery, where you can look at favorite photos of your favorite Dead or Alive chick. So, yeah. Pretty cool, am I right? So, yeah. Newly introduced to the Dead or Alive series, definitely you have language options, of course. But however, you can change the voice acting. There's English, which has been introduced the first time, but however, you could say they're really bad. I mean, even Dead or Alive 5's voice acting did better in terms of English dubs. But however, you have the Japanese voices, you could have subtitles on. I should totally have that stuff. It asks you about your age. It does something. Yeah, it's a special secret, if you know what I mean. Now, another thing that has improved in Dead or Alive Hardcore is the game's gameplay. That's right. The frame rate has been increased to 60 FPS. Let's see if I can pull that off. Unfortunately, I cannot pull off the infamous Izuma drop as of yet. I cannot master it yet. Let's see if I can do it again. As you can see, everything's pretty much improved. The frame rate, like I said, 60 FPS. There's no 30 FPS slowdown in combat. Oh, I pulled one off. Ah, yes. Oh yeah, nailed it. It's also better to see what stages are included in Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, because the stages included differ from each version. That is between the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2 version. Anyway, let's keep on going. So we have the White Storm, we have Death Valley, we have Danger Zone, we have Great Opera, we have Demon's Church, we have the Biolab, we have Dragon Hills, we have the Spiral, the Miyama, the Aerial Garden, let's keep on going, the Crimson, the Kokuan, the Prairie, the Burai Zenin, Val's Castle, the Blanca, the Iron Hell, the Danger Zone 2, the Pancratium, sorry about that, the D-Octagon, and that's what we got. So, yeah, basically Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore was the more updated version until Dead or Alive Ultimate 1 and 2 came out, and Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate became basically more of the updated version, and more of the highly updated version. The models have been improved, the environments have been improved, everything you know about Dead or Alive 2 is there, and plus you get more costumes, and of course you get way more way more features compared to Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. What is wrong with my grammar? Anyway, but let's keep on going anyway. Now, the only games that have not gotten an edition is Dead or Alive Dimensions, Dead or Alive 3, and Dead or Alive 4. However, we want to go ahead and just point something out. Now, Dead or Alive 2 for the Dreamcast, there's Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, and then there's Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. But however, let's keep on going to Dead or Alive 5. So, yeah, many people know about that. When it released back in 2012, it totally made up for Ninja Gaiden 3. I mean, shit, everybody hated the fuck out of that game. So, yeah. And then there was another edition called Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, adding characters from Ninja Gaiden. And then, however, when the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One was announced, Koei Tecmo decided that, okay, if we're going to make a Dead or Alive 6, we better hold the fans off. And so, here we go. Dead or Alive 5, last round. So that way, Dead or Alive 5 can catch up with them totally when they transition to the PlayStation 4. Now, here's something interesting, and let's go through Dead or Alive 5. Now, let's pretty much go through what Dead or Alive 5 Last Round has, and I'm pretty much going to go use my memory to, utilize my memory to show you what Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate had, and what the original Dead or Alive 5 had. The original Dead or Alive 5 had a story mode, where instead of individual character story mode, you definitely get a timeline-based stuff, where everybody's mashed together, and yeah. And you do get some missions and something like that when you add to your title. Of course, like that. But however, I want to show off the roster to see who's been added. So, for the original Dead or Alive 5, Alpha 152 was reintroduced, but however was an unlockable character. Mila has been introduced. So, and I know... Ah, there you are. Rig has been introduced. Now, however, we go forward to Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, where we are introduced to basically, where are you? There you are. Rachel from Ninja Gaiden and Momoji from Ninja Gaiden. However, for Ultimate's DLC offerings, we have Marie Rose, and we have the Neo Tengu. So, yeah. That's their Ultimate DLC. Oh, yes, and not to mention, there's Phase 4, which is basically a Kasumi clone, but is more hyperactive. I'm just going to say she plays more differently. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep on going with the Virtua Fighter characters that made a sudden appearance. Now, Virtua Fighter 5 has Akira and, of course, Pi. However, as for Ultimate, there's Sarah Bryant and Jackie Bryant. So, bingo. So, Vanilla 5, Ultimate. And however, let's go to the characters mentioned in Last Round. Anyway. Now, the new characters added to Last Round is Raito. Yes, he makes a comeback from Dead or Alive 1. And we have Hinoka, who basically copies off of other people's moves. But however, there could be some lore behind her. And plus, I already mentioned her in an episode of Waifus of Gaming. Now, for training modes, Vanilla Dead or Alive 5 had free training, command training. But when you go to Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, I think you get the tutorial when it comes to Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. And also what's added to Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate was tutorial and combo challenge as well. So this is a perfect opportunity if you want to fully master your character's combos, master your character's advantages, learn when to block with certain characters, etc., etc., etc. You can do the same thing with command training. You can practice with your character's moves. It's pretty much interesting. You get rewarded for that, so yeah, it's a brilliant option. Now, in terms for online play, let's check it out. We have the ranked match, lobby match, and of course we have the fire list. That's introduced in Dead or Alive 5. There's more multiplayer modes that was added to Dead or Alive 5 altogether. I don't think there's any of the multiplayer modes that's introduced to either Last Round or... the ranking system seems to be revised after every edition, so I keep forgetting about that. So after every edition of Dead or Alive 5, the multiplayer ranking system is basically adjusted. So you have some fancy leaderboards. Oh wait, that's been around for all over Dead or Alive 5. Anyway, so as terms for options, let's see what's newly introduced to Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. Is we basically have, that's from their breast motions have been added on Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, and Last Round has the LR mode. If you want to select OMG, that's an interesting feature. If you want to go That's something newly introduced. Now, if you want to talk about the language, I'm going to pretty much switch into Japanese. I've grown up with Japanese voice acting when it comes to Dead or Alive games. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the DLC thing, because, I know, DLC is quite the thing. Now, don't get yourself confused. I know these characters are around here, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. Now, Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate and Dead or Alive Last Round has this free version called, you could call it a trial or free-to-play model-ish thing, but you can basically call it the Core Fighters, because that's what they're actually titled. Now, if you want to download the free version, Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate Core Fighters, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round Core Fighters. So, if you download the free Core Fighters things, you're going to be given, like, a small amount of characters. Now, you could pay $4 each to pretty much unlock these characters individually. As you can see here, because I purchased Neo Tengu Phase 4, and of course, Marie Rose, they're offered for free. I'm basically assuming what happened here. The rest of the characters, because there's a discount sale if you own Core Fighters, don't even worry about that. Now, season passes are the priciest motherfuckers around here. That's right. So, $93 each season pass. It's fucking crazy, and they come up with a bonus thing. So, yeah, you get costume catalogs. They're free, and they pretty much enable the person to see the costumes and random stuff. And here's where we get to basically what the whole thing is. Now, I keep forgetting about Core Fighters. Now, Core Fighters is not going to give you the story mode. I'm going to tell you that. You need to buy the story mode. Now, for movies, this is pretty much a bonus when it came with the swimsuit DLC. And that's the Private Paradise. So basically, they're just bonus little cinematics of the girls sitting around the beach doing their thing. So that's the thing around here. Now, let's get to what the DLC is actually pretty much about. So, yeah. So, pretty much most of the Dead or Alive 5 DLC pretty much consists of basically costumes. And, yeah, they're premium skins. I mean, this is familiar, right? Yeah, that's right. Dead or Alive 5? Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate? Yes, that's it, but it's not where I'm getting at. League of Legends. League of Legends is known for premium skins for their characters. So, basically, Koei Tecmo got the same idea as Riot Games, and then pretty much came up with pretty much premium skins. So, yeah, the swimsuits end up mostly being premium DLC skins, by the way. They pretty much don't add anything to the gameplay, except pretty much dress the character up in style. Yes, there is the Saren Kagura mashup things, where was it? The Deception series costumes and the Tamiki Wakaki costumes, where they break if the character just faces enough punches and just got punched enough, and the clothes will just tear itself off. Nothing lewd or anything, but that's just pretty much it. And then there's the newly added. And then there's the newly where was it? And I know there is the newly added so it was something based on some game that's like an import title, but I know it's on iOS or Android. Alright, it's the Schoolgirl Strikers mashup DLC, where you can get a school uniform, but she can you can make your female character transform into one of those combat schoolgirl ladies. I think it's which is pretty much part of the plot behind Schoolgirl Strikers, that one game, because it's something to do with that one game by Square Enix. Now, Koei Tecmo hosted a costume design contest where one character's famous design could be featured in the game. So, yeah, one of the biggest examples for showing that off is the Halloween 2015 costume contest DLC. And I know there was the overall contest DLC that pretty much did show up on December to basically conclude the new year. And then I think there's the Christmas 2014 DLC. There's seasonal downloadable content. So yeah, basically for DLC, it's just costumes and stuff. Let's keep going. Now, what's introduced in Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate is the character themes being reintroduced. And also, you do have the ability to select the music. So, yes, Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate had Dead or Alive 4, Dead or Alive 3, Dead or Alive 2, and I think Dead or Alive 1 DLC. And I think Last Round has pretty much all the songs from DOAs 1 to 4. Now, what's new to Dead or Alive 5 Last Round is that you can easily change hairstyles, you can easily change costume options without even trying to find the secret button to get them in the first place. So, yeah, everybody gets lucky. And it becomes quite a convenient feature. Now, the difference you will be noticing in Last Round is the added feature called the Soft Mod. This is pretty much a graphical thing, and it makes the graphics pretty much better for the PS4 compared to the PS3 version. So as you can see here, Dead or Alive 5 has seen some pretty much unique facelifts since Dead or Alive 4. Now, what's newly added to Dead or Alive 5 here is what I'm about to show you. So that I gotta find the button for it. So yeah, those are pretty much the power blows. And Ultimate introduced the power launchers, and yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of gameplay. Now let's go through the stages. Now, I'm gonna go through the orders. Now, I'll let you know if there's something around here. You do get the dojo, that's the training mode stage. Here's Lorelei, that's introduced in Dead or Alive 5 not Last Round. My bad, let's start over. That's introduced in Ultimate, 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 that is introduced in Ultimate as well. And that is introduced in Vanilla DOA 5, that was introduced in DOA 5, that was introduced DOA 5, 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 DOA... Alright. The Danger Zone, that's Last Round, and the Crimson is Last Round, and Fireworks is Last Round. So those three are Dead or Alive 5 Last Round, and this comes back from Dead or Alive 2, of course. And of course, this pretty much comes back from a previous Dead or Alive title. I don't know, either 2 or 3, but neither way, this one looks pretty interesting, because the floors explode right on you. Now here's something that's been pretty much introduced in Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. And yes, that's right. Now pay attention to what I'm about to do with this controller. I've introduced this into a comedy skit, but hey, I might as well reintroduce it. You shake your DualShock 4 controller up and down, and you make your character's jigglies go wild. And yes, that did originated straight from Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. Now, that's all the Dead or Alive editions that I pretty much know of, that we've pretty much officially checked out together. Anyway, we'll be talking about more video games, and I will be talking about more anime stuff. Anyway, that's all. See you in the next vid, and bada bing, bada boom.